Let's get ready to rumble!
I'm here to stay, make a good lucha thing.
See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down.
This is such good shit.
It's time for the Wrestle Bois podcast.
Bologna, fudge, and mustard! My life is being ruined by the internet!
Welcome into the Wrestle Bois podcast. No, not Ringsiders. We have a new name that I am pretty excited about. We are Wrestle Bois. You can find us on Twitter at Wrestle Bois and on Spotify and on Google Podcasts. Find us on all those great places. But I wouldn't be anything without the rest of the Wrestle Bois. So let's meet them. Joining me, as always, is Billy Snyder. Billy, what's up?
Yo, what's going on?
It's going good. It's going great. It's been about a month since we've talked last, and I'm excited to get back into it. Excited to talk. Also joining us is Dante Smith. Dante, what's going on?
Yerp. How you doing, guys?
We are feeling great, feeling good. How are you doing?
Great. Glad to be back.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Neil Lommel. Neil, how you doing? And what state are you in? Because it feels like you're always in another state.
Episode 5, we're doing better than ever with the new Wrestle Bois name. And right now I am in Virginia, Fairfax.
And what are you filming this weekend?
This week we're covering the Professional Bowlers Association League Championship. Pretty exciting stuff.
So I guess I just have one more question for you.
I've been watching a lot of bowling. Yep. What's your question?
Who do you think you are? I am.
Who do you think you are?
And you're telling me that guy is actually at your event, right?
Yeah, Pete Weber is here. He's still bowling.
Do you think
Does he watch wrestling?
That kind of intensity? How can you not?
Does he watch wrestling?
I don't know. I think he might be picking up some tips and tricks. He's bringing that realism to bowling.
That's true.
Get him on the pod.
Let's get our first
Even
big
if he
guest.
doesn't watch wrestling, let's just get him on the pod.
Let's just get him on there. I want to
there.
talk bowling. Talking shop. It'll be the bowling boys.
That's the thing about bowling is you do the same thing every single time. Like literally, you do the same motion, you do the same thing every single time. But it's fascinating.
It's all
Literally,
about
I kid you not.
Oil patterns.
Literally, I kid you not. My first throw last time I went bowling was a strike.
Wow.
It went significantly downhill from there.
Did you scream, "Who do you think you are? I am"?
I did.
Good.
I don't think I'd be able to live it down without doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should.
So let's get into a little bit of grappling action. We had a jam-packed week. We had a pay-per-view, Clash of Champions, and really from it, 2 matches stick out to me because there was a little COVID action going on that kept some of the matches from happening. 2 things stick out to me. The ladder match, which was amazing and super inventive. And Neil, I don't understand. I know you talk about it later. I understand how you can't love Sami Zayn after that. And the other one was the main event, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. And wow, that you had so much emotion. And let's start with Billy. What do you think about those matches and the pay-per-view in general?
Well, let's start with the ladder match.
Sure.
I mean, Sami Zayn's IQ has got to be out the charts at this point. I mean, 400 IQ, absolute great storytelling, and it's something we've never seen before. Isn't that weird that we say that? It's something we've never seen before that we actually don't hate, It's good. It's really good stuff. I really like the finish was very inventive. And Sami Zayn was able to, kind of slither away and retain his Intercontinental Championship.
Absolutely. Dante, what did you think of either the ladder match or the pay-per-view in general?
I'll stick with the ladder match, too. It was amazing. It was the first time ever you see a heel truly outsmart his opponents in WWE, which is rare in the first place. And it was a Sherlock Holmes-esque had a breakdown. You saw he had the handcuffs, and then hidden in his mouth was the key to the handcuffs. As he trapped Jeff Hardy and AJ Styles. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. Invented. And Jeff Hardy, my God, the bumps that guy took at his age.
How old is he now?
40, early 40s at least.
If I'm doing those bumps at 44, like I don't know what's gotten into me. That Swanton bomb off the ladder. Also, the bumps that Sami Zayn took too were pretty intense stuff. Neil, what do you think of the ladder match?
I thought it was awesome. It was one of the more memorable ladder matches in recent memory, I would say, just because of the finish and, like you guys were saying, something we've never seen before. And I was trying to think, okay, we saw Randy Orton put the screwdriver through Jeff Hardy's ear. This time Sami Zayn puts the handcuffs in Jeff Hardy's ear and attaches him to a ladder. Watching Jeff Hardy try to struggle to the ring with a ladder attached to his ear was just, like you guys said, I've never seen anything like it.
That's one thing. Go ahead, Billy.
At what point is Jeff Hardy going to wear plugs instead of the hollow earpieces for his gauged ears? Because it kind of reminds me of AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura just huffing each other in the cock nonstop and no one remembering to wear a cup. It's really similar to that. I really wish, I really hope, just for his sake, that he starts wearing like full like non-hollow plugs to the ring, because this is getting really painful to watch.
Yeah, he would just get them ripped out like Batista's nose ring at WrestleMania.
I want the love. Sorry, impulse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know when he's going to start. Maybe we got to message him and tell him, hey, first of all, we should ask him. We can have him on the show. Then we should tell him to start wearing plugs.
I feel like the new thing is every time someone mentions Batista, everyone should just go, yeah.
Batista or Blue Tista too.
Yeah. You love it.
Absolutely. So the other big match that we had from the pay-per-view was, of course, the Roman Reigns Jey Uso match. And this was a lot different from the ladder match. It wasn't as much action, but man, what a story they told. Neil, what do you think of the match and just the story that they told between the Usos and Roman Reigns?
It was a really captivating match to watch, even though like the match was very slow and plodding. Like I couldn't, like, Roman Reigns over the course of the match, watching him get more aggressive towards Jey it's hard to describe. You could just see it. It was beautiful storytelling.
It was. Dante, your thoughts?
I agree with what Neil said. Beautiful storytelling indeed. I mean, it was a tribal battle is what it was, and that's kind of how they build it too. It felt like that real physical one-on-one fight. It was a battle of wills, is what it was, and it was such a great moment of storytelling, something you don't see a lot of time. And when Jey Uso towards the end of that match had that comeback, the super kick and the splash, there wasn't a single person who was not out of their seat. And that's honestly what it's all about. That just shows what great storytelling can do.
Mm-hmm. Billy, what do you think of the match and the intensity of it?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Roman Reigns Fan Club podcast. Because I don't think anyone here has a single bad word to say about it, what he's doing right now. This might be the best heel turn we've seen in years. And that was cemented with that incredibly captivating match with Jey Uso. The fact that he just wouldn't let up, wouldn't stop, just so dead set, even with Paul Heyman just screaming, you are the head of the table, things like that. He just wouldn't relent until Jey Uso said it. And to Jey Uso's credit, he played his part really well too, along with Jimmy. And that was a really, A plus, man. That was really good.
Yeah, it was captivating. At first, I thought the match like this is slow. Is this going to do anything? And then just the drama just kicked in, and it was captivating. Now, I want to ask you guys this question: is this the best version of Roman that we've ever seen? Is this the peak Roman? And now I know a lot of people have been hating on him for years when he was a baby face. Now, is this the best Roman we've ever seen? What do you think, Neil?
I can't say for sure if this is the best Roman we've seen. I will definitely say this is the most interested I have been in Roman Reigns in a long time. Probably since he was Intercontinental Champion, because I just thought it was weird that they gave him the Intercontinental Championship. But I thought that was kind of cool. But I can't say for sure right now, but I'm excited to see what happens.
Okay, Dante, is this the best Roman, in your opinion, that we've ever seen?
I'd say yes. I mean, the only thing that's comparable to me is 2014, right after the Shield broke up. That was the only other time you could see Roman was as hot as he is right now. The amount of momentum that he's gained in the last month, coming back with no real creative restrictions. He's a silent badass who does what he wants, when he wants, whenever he wants to do it. And I think that works for him with his character and his look.
Yeah, absolutely. And Billy, what do you think? Is this the best Roman that we've ever seen?
The thing is that Adam Blampier said it best, is that Roman Reigns at one point of time wasn't Daniel Bryan, and the fans never forgave him for it. But now we finally get a new dimension to the Roman Reigns character, and right now it adds a lot of intrigue. I'd be really surprised to see how they turn him babyface and if he keeps any of these, traits. Because when the Rock was able to do it, right? When he was, when he did his heel turn, he kept his charisma, he kept the smack talk, kept all of that,
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that I think that if they really, really try when they're ready, because I don't think it's time to end the Roman Reigns heel turn yet, but when they're ready, I think Roman Reigns will finally get the reactions he wants, or they want, because he's certainly getting the reactions they want right now.
Oh, yeah. I think he's doing great work. In my opinion, yes, this is the best Roman I've ever seen. Now, there's a caveat to what I'm saying here, because I got in after the Shield had already broken up, so I was a little bit late on that one, but I have gone back and watched some of it. But in my opinion, this is the best Roman that I've ever seen. So any more notes from Clash of Champions? Anything we want to talk on, or should we move on to Raw?
I just wanted to point out how much I just loved Big Show, Christian, Shawn Michaels climbing on top of the ambulance, and then Ric Flair driving away the ambulance. Just the most comical WWE Championship match I've seen in a long time. Maybe ever.
What about WLC? I guess that wasn't a championship match, but...
Oh, man.
By the way, if you get a chance, go back and watch WLC, because it's a legit match. Like, it's actually really good. I know we've talked about this on the pod before. I think we've
talked about this on probably every episode.
Well, we should, because it's that good. It's the best pre-show match you'll ever see.
I could probably do without the weird commentary team, though. That could probably go away. That was a little weird.
I thought it was funny. That's just me. I don't know.
One last thing I will say about Clash of Champions is that was a really weird segment with Bayley. It just seemed kind of off. Like, you're telling me there's really no one else you can send out to have a match with Bayley before she gets attacked by Sasha Banks? Like, it's just like, oh yeah, they like Asuka, throw her out there, right? Like, I don't know, and I feel like it'd be cool to give someone else that slot. That's just me,
Just anybody, just like an open challenge. Hey, who wants it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
but really out of place.
I don't. The thing is, though, I don't know who else on SmackDown it could have been, unless you do something like wide open. I guess Austin took it anyway, so you could have someone from NXT or someone fun like that do it. I don't know, though. I didn't mind the segment that much. I think the bottom line was whatever happened with that match, even if Nikki was there, the whole thing was based around Sasha inevitably coming out. Like, there was no way that was going to be, to me, a clean finish regardless. It seemed like the match was just a means to an end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Do you think that they're doing they already planted the seed, but do you think they brought Sasha back too early? Anybody or?
I think she kind of, I mean, there's no reason to keep her off TV right now. They kind of got their point across, but I feel like she's too big. She's almost too big of a star to not have her on TV right now. I mean, I don't know.
Well, on the flip side of that, Neil, distance does make the heart grow fonder, right? I mean, when you don't see someone for a while, it makes it that much better when they come back and give the heel their comeuppance. So maybe they could have waited a little bit longer, but I did like that if they were going to bring Sasha back, she did something important. And I think that while I did think the segment was weird and did feel a little bit out of place, we got the end result that was necessary. We got storyline advancement.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess, Dante, to your credit, that's kind of the important part there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I agree.
for sure. So we'll put a bow on Clash of Champions, and later on we'll look towards the pay-per-view this weekend, which is TakeOver 31, which I'm pretty excited for. But a few notes from Raw and SmackDown. Do you guys like the fact that it looks like they're going through more with McIntyre versus Randy Orton? The feud seems like it's continuing. Or do you think they should have put a bow on that for the pay-per-view and just let it be? What do you think, Billy?
Move on, dude. I mean, it's just so weird. Like they get guys with chemistry, or they get people with chemistry, and they just keep throwing them out there. Like, hey, they really like this match. Let's see it again for the 800th time, right? And it's like the same thing that happened with the tag match for the Angel Garza and Andrade versus the Street Profits. And you move on, right? Like, you've got an entire roster you can use. So someone somewhere has got to be worthy of a WWE title shot besides Randy Orton. I'm not saying Randy Orton's bad. But someone else.
Yeah.
Just let's see something new.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Neil, what do you think?
I like it only for the reason that I'm guessing this is eventually going to lead to McIntyre versus Randy Orton main event, Hell in a Cell. And I'm thinking it's Hell in a Cell. If that's going to be the main event, go for it, because it's otherwise what are you going to do? Drew McIntyre versus this feud has been going on long enough that and there's still just a little bit of juice left in it. End it at Hell in a Cell in a main event. Randy Orton's been in his fair share of Hell in a Cells. I don't know if we've seen Drew McIntyre in a Hell in a Cell. I'm just going to guess that we haven't. But I say they're going to stretch it out to Hell in a Cell. It's going to be amazing. Oh, imagine this. A little fantasy booking here. Hell in a Cell, Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, and then you bring back the legends that have been circling this feud the whole time, and it's like Ric Flair trying to climb into the Hell in a Cell. Maybe Big Show rips the cage off. I don't know. I'm willing to sit with it for a few more weeks and get it over with at Hell in a Cell.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I don't know. I felt like that the Clash of Champions match was a good ending for the feud, but yeah, we could get a good Hell in a Cell match out of it. Dante, what do you think? Should they have ended the feud, or are you happy that they're keeping it going?
It's mixed feelings because at this point in the feud, it feels like there's not much more they can do. I mean, Hell in a Cell is probably what the finish line is here, but even with that, it's not necessarily they don't know what the finish is, but it's like I'm confused on what they could possibly do.
I agree. And moving on to the show this weekend, NXT TakeOver 31. We got some predictions. We got some analysis of what you'll see this weekend. And the first match we got is Swerve Scott versus Santos Escobar. And Billy, your prediction / what are you anticipating from this match?
I'm just excited. I mean, it's something that's really captivating, especially with what Escobar has been doing with that stable. So I'm going to go for Escobar.
Dante.
Yeah, again, I think it's a really good step to making the Cruiserweight Championship meaningful again. Escobar and that faction have really done a lot to give that personality. and to really make it seem important in NXT.
So, and your pick, you going with Escobar?
Yep, sticking with Escobar.
Okay. And Neil, who you got?
I knew nothing about this match until their little split screen segment that they did on NXT. And after I watched that, those two talking back and forth to each other, I am fully invested in this match. I think Escobar has the edge, but I'm going to go with Isaiah Swerve Scott to pull out the win and be the new Cruiserweight champion.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to go with Swerve Scott as well. So we got 2 versus 2 on that one. And moving forward, the guy that a lot of us, I mean, there's nothing in... There's nothing set in stone that he did wrong necessarily, but there's a lot of allegations. Velveteen Dream taking on Kushida, and as awkward as it is to see Velveteen Dream here, I'm excited to see Kushida at least. But Dante, how you feeling about this match and your excitement level and prediction as well?
Not a lot of excitement level, honestly. I think, again, and we've talked about this in the last show time and time again, I think it's not something to say because it's right, because it's nice to say. I say it because it's the right thing to say. I think Velveteen Dream should not be competing someday. I don't feel comfortable seeing it. I don't like seeing it. It's nice though that Kushida is getting the opportunity. That's a guy who's worked very hard in his career and is finally getting that spotlight that he deserves. And I hope he has a great performance because of it. But again, truthfully, this match turns me on entirely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Billy, what do you think? What do you think about this match? And yeah.
WWE keep trying to make this go away. It's not going away. And they gave out this really, I think, pathetic statement where they're like, oh, we totally look into it. We couldn't find anything. Did you read anything on Twitter? Did you see the proof in the pudding? Come on, man. I mean, don't give me that. You're full of shit.
The statement they found nothing at all was odd.
It's a lie. It's got to be like flat out a lie. Kushida to win, please. Why are they sticking with this crap, man? He's so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Neil, your take on the match and your prediction and all that jazz.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels weird watching a Velveteen Dream match these days. Kushida's going to get the win, and I'm hoping that eventually Velveteen Dream will there's other guys that can take that spot. I don't know. Kushida's going to get it, and I just don't like it on TV.
Yeah.
Literally anyone can take Velveteen Dream's spot. He's just on the roster.
And now it's just awkward. Like, he used to have so much charisma, and now it's just like fucking weird.
He was one of my favorite wrestlers. Yeah, he was one of my favorite wrestlers in NXT, but now he's a piece of shit person. Get him off my screen.
Yeah, and like I've been saying the last couple of weeks, I love Velveteen Dream all the way from Tough Enough. He was great on Tough Enough. He was great in the ring. Before that, his aura. He was a great personality. But now it's just awkward. Like you guys have been saying, it's just an awkward situation. Now let's get to the match that we're all really excited for, particularly me, because I am a sucker for a ladder match. And we got Damian Priest versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship. I am pumped for this one. I guess I'll just go first on this. I got Damian Priest going over because he just got the belt, and I don't think they're going to hotshot it to Johnny Gargano, although he is a proven worker, and you can't go wrong with Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano is slowly becoming actually one of my favorite wrestlers in the entire world. I mean, some of the matches that he put on with, what's his name? Who is his past tag team partner? It's eluding me. Ciampa, yeah. Some of the matches he had with that, some of the matches he had with Ricochet, and just every Adam Cole. his 2 out of 3 falls match. I love Johnny Gargano, but I think it's Damian Priest time. I love him too. And this is going to be a great ladder match. Dante, what do you think of this match? And who you got going over?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a great match. It's a real strong matchup. One that normally I think you would have Priest winning. I mean, he is the young, up-and-coming guy, like you said, Gabe. They're really trying to hotshot his title. And I think with Gargano, you do have kind of a guy who's spinning his wheels a little bit. Even if he were to win the championship, you wonder kind of what it does for him.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the right thing to do is to keep Priest having the championship.
For sure. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. And Billy, what do you think of the match, your excitement level, and your prediction as well?
If I'm booking with my heart, I have Johnny Gargano win and then continue this power couple thing with him and Candice LeRae. But I'm going to book with my head and go for Damian Priest because NXT doesn't do the hot shotting thing, as far as I'm aware, except in like extenuating circumstances, or like in the weird one, like the one with Keith Lee where they want him on the main roster, thing like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that. And Neil, what do you think?
Why can't Johnny Gargano win this match? I would say in the last 3 years in WWE, overall, Johnny Gargano has probably been my favorite wrestler. Like, his matches are the best. Johnny Gargano is the best wrestler in WWE, at least NXT, in like the last 3 years. And this is just another match for him. I mean, Johnny Gargano can have the match of his career at any time. So I think he takes this match. It's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be really interesting. You got the size of Priest versus, Johnny's a little bit of a smaller guy, but I'm excited to see what they do. And Johnny Gargano is going to take home that North American title that is rightfully his. He's held it, at least once, twice.
Mm-hmm. And they got a lot to live up to on NXT after that ladder match on Clash of Champions. I think expectations are going to be high for this one. Absolutely. So, yeah. So Neil's the only one who's got Johnny Gargano. And honestly, if Johnny Gargano ended up with the belt, I wouldn't be too disappointed. I just think that Johnny Gargano doesn't really need it, and he can really do kind of whatever he wants anyway, because, I mean, he's Johnny TakeOver. He is who he is. But moving forward to the women's division, the NXT Women's Championship match, Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae. As you mentioned, the Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae power couple thing dynamic going on, which has been great. Their vignettes have been really good. But let's start with you, Dante. Your thoughts on the match, your excitement level, and how you see it going down.
I'm really excited for this. I think it was 2 years ago at TakeOver Brooklyn, these two had a match, except it was the roles reversed. Io was the heel and Candice was the face. And it was a fantastic match that tore the house down. I expect nothing but the same with the roles reversed. I think both are such incredible workers. My heart wants to see Candice win, just because again, I'm a Candice mark, and I'd love to see the Gargano power couple too, Billy. But I don't know. I just think Io is such a strong champion right now. They're going to probably continue that, and I think the big matchup down the line has got to be Io and Ripley, which I think they're building.
Yeah, I would agree. Billy, what do you think?
Like I said, if I were booking it, I'd do the power couple thing, but because I'm going with Damian Priest in the ladder match, I have to go with Io Shirai here, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, I can't find anyone who's got a bad thing to say about Io Shirai. She's fucking awesome. So yeah, Io.
Yeah, some of the moonsaults that she did in the In Your House pay-per-view and the moonsault off of the top of the house thing, that was fantastic. She's just fun to watch, and she's a great wrestler. And I would agree. I think that Io goes over as well. I think it could be a good night for the faces. Just a little hint there. But Neil, what do you think of the match, and who do you see coming out on top?
Very excited for the match, just like we all are. I'm going with Candice LeRae, and you guys are saying that Io should keep the belt. She's a really strong champion, but I want to see the Gargano power couple And I'm thinking if Io drops the belt, she could get called up to the main roster, because I feel like the main roster is really lacking right now. And I think
Raw could use it.
Just strap the Rocket to her, get her in the main event picture, because like kind of just like they just did with Keith Lee. I mean, Keith Lee is wrestling for, I mean, that's kind of where my mind's at. I don't know if it'll do, but at this moment in time, that sounds like I would love to see that.
Yeah, I would agree. I'm going to go with Io Shirai. But I could definitely see what you're saying going through, Neil. But I could see it really going either way. I think either would be a great champion. But this is the one that I really want to talk about. I'm so excited for Kyle O'Reilly. He finally gets a championship opportunity. I mean, he's had tag team championships opportunities, but he finally gets a singles not main roster, but NXT championship opportunity against Finn Balor. I am so excited for this match, and I'll give the reins over to Billy. Billy, how excited are you for Kyle O'Reilly in this match in general?
Is there something bigger than 100%? Because I'm ready. Inject it into my veins. I want all of it right now. But I do have to pick Finn Balor. I don't think they're going to give the belt to Kyle O'Reilly, but if they did, oh man, that'd be a great story for the Undisputed Era. I don't think that they would break up that team right away, or maybe it'd be like a really good source of tension between him and Adam Cole. But I really want to pick Kyle O'Reilly, but I can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Finn Balor, but I'm not excited about it. I'm not. I should say I'm not excited about picking Finn Balor. I am excited for this match. Inject it into my veins, please.
Yeah, I would agree. I think I'm going to go with Finn Balor as well, but I would love to see Kyle O'Reilly do something well. I almost heard, not do something well, but win the championship. I did hear some rumblings that maybe Adam Cole interferes in this match somehow and maybe turns on Kyle O'Reilly and for some reason. I heard that rumbling, but I don't know if that's necessarily what's going to happen. Dante, your thoughts on the match, your excitement level, and your prediction for Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly?
Yeah, I like both of you guys. My excitement's on a 10 right now. I think Kyle O'Reilly, as a singles competitor before he came to WWE, was one of the best wrestlers in the world. Former Ring of Honor champion, major accolades in New Japan. He is one of the best in the world as a singles competitor. And we all know what Finn is. So, I mean, this has the potential to be off the charts. I'm going to take Finn because, again, he just got the championship. I think they're really trying to establish a strong champion. But I think the intrigue comes kind of what happens with this for Kyle. Because NXT booking, there's so many different things they could do. If they have a great match, they could just run a Balor and an O'Reilly series like they've been known to do. There's a possibility of Adam Cole turning, like you said, Gabe. There's the possibility of Ciampa interfering. I know Ciampa and O'Reilly got into it about 2 weeks ago on NXT. Maybe that's something there. But there's a lot of intrigue with it. I think it's going to be a great match.
Yeah, I agree. And Neil, your thoughts on the match and who's going over?
Oh man, this is going to be such a great match. And the other thing that has me excited is this is an NXT championship match, main eventing TakeOver, and it's a new, fresh matchup. We've been seeing, Adam Cole in a combination of like Ciampa, Gargano. This is Finn Balor versus Kyle O'Reilly. These guys have wanted to wrestle each other for a long time. It's for the NXT championship. Finn Balor obviously is going to win. I'm just saying, kind of obvious. Finn Balor is, I said Johnny Gargano was the best wrestler in WWE, but it's actually Finn Balor. Let's be real.
I don't know if I agree.
But it's going to make, okay, he's not actually the best wrestler, but he's really fucking good. And Kyle O'Reilly is going to be made a star in this match, so it's a win-win for everybody.
I think so too.
Wrestling fans are going to win.
Yeah. And I think wrestling fans win at most takeovers. I mean, in general, like they're just great. They're just great, and they always leave us entertained. I can't think. Can you guys think of one bad takeover that was just bad?
Oh, just a stinker? Nope, I haven't.
I can't either. I mean, even go back to like the days where they like take over a rival and had like weird names like take over rivals and stuff like that. There's still some matches on there that are all of them that are solid. I don't think that can be said for the main roster.
I think the worst one might be a rival just because of the technical issues they had.
Oh, okay.
But that's it. Like that's that. If that's the only thing you got going for you, then smooth sailing. You know, you might, the technical problems might be there, but hey, the wrestling's good. We like good wrestling, right?
And
I know I do.
That could be a topic for a big question sometime in the future. What's your favorite NXT TakeOver? I think we could do that one week and have some pretty good discussion about that. Well, that's our kind of preview of NXT TakeOver. So we've talked a lot of Vince's company so far. Let's talk a little AEW Dynamite. There's no pay-per-view in the near future, I believe, but there are some intriguing things going on. First of all, we're celebrating 30 years of Chris Jericho next week. So I want to ask you guys this question. What has been over, I guess, the 30 years of Jericho, your favorite version of Jericho? What run has been your absolute favorite? Let's start with Dante. What's been your favorite Jericho? Your favorite run for Jericho?
Jericho right after he put Shawn Michaels through the Jeritron and started wearing the suits and changed his bow cap. That is the best Jericho. Ultimate heel. Don't cheer me, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Neil, your favorite Jericho?
My favorite Jericho is kind of the AEW Jericho, the heel that everybody he's a heel. He's so fucking funny, and he's got everybody singing his theme song, but he's still supposed to be a heel. And I actually still hate him when he wrestles, and I actually still always want him to lose now. But man, he is just brilliant and. Oh, it's been a fun year watching him in AEW.
Yeah. And Billy, what's your favorite Jericho of his 30 years?
I have a couple soft spots. Initial Y2J was really good. Anything he did with Ralphus, that was pretty great. Rest in peace, Ralphus.
Rest in peace, yes.
The List Jericho I have a soft spot for, mainly because of that house show we went to with the redneck woman yelling for Cesaro to beat his ass, beat his ass, or like get his ass, or like something like that.
Get his ass. Beat his ass. It was definitely beat his ass.
Yeah, dude. I had that lady in the palm of his hand because he's just that great. I also got to go with Dante's selection because that's a character right there. That's a character. Mm-hmm. That's a real dickish heel. I love it.
So for mine, like I said, I'm more of a new wrestling fan, so I wasn't there for all of it. I think a lot of mine has to do with the stuff, and that's the credit of Jericho. There's so many. How many other wrestler can say you had that many runs that was good or memorable? Like very few wrestlers, even like guys like Roman Reigns, you can say like maybe he had 2 good runs, but I think my favorite that I've seen is his stuff with Kevin Owens, the best friend stuff. I don't remember. Oh no, the heartbreak though. Well, yeah, but the heartbreak was fantastic. It was the great moment, the festival of friendship. I still love that segment when he gives them the list and his name is on it. Oh, the list of KO. Oh, it was just fantastic stuff, and you knew it was coming, and the thought was, oh, how are they going to handle this? But it was just great. I just thought it was great.
Top 10 anime betrayals, but it was cool though because as you could always see that he was a star, no matter how like young he was. You could always tell he's. What stands out to me is in his early run in WWE, it was SummerSlam, I believe 2000, the one at the Target Center, where he comes out and the Road Dogs are talking, and he comes out to interrupt them, and he goes, "Hey, Road Dog, you're so good, at spell lugubrious," right? And it was just so dickish, and literally the only thing that Road Dog said was, "Why don't you shut up?" bitch, and like that was the end of it. Like that's how he see. He didn't even have anything anything to say other than that. He always had it. We always knew he would have it, and he's great. Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Absolutely.
Oh man, and I hope we're gonna get like 20 more, 30 more years of Jericho. I hope, because his
30?
commentary on when he does commentary on AEW is amazing, and I love how like all of us said like a different version of Jericho like is all our favorites. This guy he's awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
Can I give a shout out? Can I also give a shout out to Weird Joker Jericho in New Japan?
Oh yeah.
Oh sure, yeah.
Haymaker.
Look, to his
Has
credit,
no explanation. He's just dark.
It's like when you're like, Mom, can we go get some Kiss? And your mom's like, oh, we have Kiss at home. And then the Kiss at home is Chris Jericho in his MySpace phase. Like, man,
New Japan.
Yeah.
He was definitely listening to some MCR at that point.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. I mean, I'm still, to be fair, I'm still listening to MCR. So
we all had a phase. Some of them are in our 20s, like Gabe and like me. But
in my car right now, I have a CD that's MCR, and I listen to it all the time.
Their music fucking slaps, bro.
It's so good.
Man. Yeah, it's good stuff.
They were supposed right around this time, I believe in September, they were supposed to play the Target Center, but then COVID hit, so there goes that.
God damn it.
I know, right?
I remember
that's the last straw. They took away our MCR concert.
And it took away our Green Day, Weezer, and Fall Out Boy concert too.
Took away my Rammstein. But one more last thing on MCR too. I remember when I was watching this, there's like this video from 2008. They're at like a festival in the UK, and they played, and the lead guitarist of Queen, Brian fucking May, came out and played the last parade, the Black Parade with them.
What?
That's real. That's very real. I'm gonna find it after we're done.
I gotta look that up. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Yeah, MCR. I'm going through a major. See, because as a kid, I was very sheltered. I wasn't allowed to listen to MCR and stuff like that. So I'm listening to it now. No, I wasn't. Like, I didn't know who MCR was.
Now you're getting caught up, man.
Yeah. I'm catching up. Like, you should see my Spotify playlist. Like, I listen to pop punk, and I listen to like MCR, and then like some 2000s hip hop.
Send me over your playlist, dude. That sounds fucking awesome.
Right? Yeah, it's pretty good.
To that devil music.
Right? And some Christian music in there too. I'm not gonna lie. But
Radio Disney.
Yeah, Rick. This is kind of a side note, but I remember the first day I was allowed to listen to Radio Disney. That was a big deal in the Anderson household. That was a big deal. Turn on that AM Radio Disney radio, and we jam into early Jonas Brothers and stuff. Oh, it was great. And Jump 5 and stuff like that.
Oh man, Lizzie McGuire.
Metamorphosis, whatever this is. Anybody else remember that song? Nope. Okay, moving forward. So
off the pod, we gotta discuss greatest TV themes of all time, because I got one that'll blow y'all's fucking socks off.
Okay, we can do that on the pod too sometime. But okay, so the other note from AEW Dynamite next week, Cody versus Brody Lee in a dog collar match, apparently. So I don't know how exactly that's gonna look, but I mean, what are we thinking for this match? Dante, Cody versus Brody Lee, what do you think? What do you think this dog collar match is gonna look like?
Well, basically, for mine, I think it's like a strap match, basically, right?
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever seen one before in my lifetime.
Dusty, I think he took the idea from an old match Dusty had, I think with Terry Funk.
He did, and that's where I'm going to jump in here for a second, because man, I wish Dusty was still here. I mean, I know for a fact that if he was still on this earth, he'd get involved in this match, and it would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, Dante, you hit the nail right on the head. That's what the stipulation would be. I think it's really interesting. I don't know what direction they go in, though. I really don't, because if Cody loses, then he can't get over this weird. Well, actually, maybe that's why. I think Cody might lose this one just so he can keep up this weird depression, and since we're on the topic, My Chemical Romance phase of his character. I don't know.
He's not.
His natural hair color looks weird as hell now.
Yeah,
his natural hair color is like dark, right? Like what he's got.
Yeah, it's like
he looks weird. He looks like a movie like villain. Like
his hair looks.
He's the next big Hollywood crossover. I bet.
I haven't seen it since Dashing, brother. It's lit.
Think the mask is ever coming back?
Hopefully, I did. That was my favorite. One of my favorite Codys. Also, the mustache Cody.
Dashing Cody Rhodes had the best theme. Whoa!
Cody's going to be one of those guys like Jericho that just keeps just reinventing himself. Just kind of not as cool, but still kind of cool.
I think, speaking of themes, I think that Cody has a good theme now. I really like his theme now. Na na na, na na na, na 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 na. Don't know the lyrics, but that's okay. By the way, Cody's not okay. He promises. He gets it.
Well, one thing we can say for sure is he's not going to be okay after this dog collar match because Cody is a great seller, and he's going to make it look like he got his ass beat in this match.
For sure.
I guarantee blood in this match. Cody will be busted open.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, moving. I think it's time for the big question.
Well, it's the big question.
And Billy, why don't you introduce this week's big question?
Yeah, I got this idea on Twitter from someone who follows the @Wrestle Bois
Twitter.
Twitter account. I believe it was our friend Blake, who wanted 24/7 Shockmaster coverage. So I think we should oblige. So I think my question is, the Shockmaster had a really bad debut, right? So my question is, how would you make that suck less? With the caveat that you have to do the debut right then and there on that segment.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first on that? Dante, you want to go?
I do not volunteer to go first on this one. I want an explanation. I want to see.
Okay, here's
all right. Go ahead, Neil.
Okay. So mine might not. My version of the Shockmaster. What year? Okay, what year was the Shockmaster? What year did that happen? Does anybody know?
95, 96?
95, 96. So my idea of the Shockmaster that I originally had probably wouldn't have done well on television back in the day. But I was thinking the Shockmaster, he failed at his entrance. Why? Because he didn't see. That's what I'm guessing. With the mask on his head. And what is so shocking about this guy? What's the shock factor? He's got a sparkly mask that just makes him trip and fall. That's not going to work. So I was thinking, my original idea was oh, the Shockmaster, like the Ringmaster. And it made me think of Cameron Grimes. So I was thinking,
it doesn't
Cameron
make
Grimes with the top hat. He's like the Ringmaster. But I was thinking to make him shocking, it was more of like a very kinky Cameron Grimes, like a Gold Dust type of Cameron Grimes. I had more ideas, but I was saying, now that you say this is set in like the mid 90s, I don't know if that would fly. But I was thinking, maybe like a shocking, like, ooh, he had like a gimmicked taser that he would like hit people with, just acting all crazy.
Neil, as weird as that is, it's still better than the Shockmaster.
Way better. That would be awesome.
Yeah. It goes more over the Shockmaster.
Way better.
And
all right,
I don't know. That fits the stipulations.
All right, I'm gonna go here. First of all, let's not do the glitter stormtrooper helmet. Okay, let's just not do that. Here's what you do, right? You give him a Jason Voorhees hockey mask, and you paint it or either you keep it white or you paint it black, right? So he can see. Therefore, the poor guy isn't going to trip when he makes his entrance, right? Keep the pyro the same, paint his body all gold, put black streaks, like literally paint black streaks on him, give him electric bolts all over, give him 2 tasers, and as he approaches whoever it is he's about to approach, let him approach the hard cam and just you know, like a cattle prod. Like, do something that just makes him look like, oh God, this man might kill me, as opposed to, oh God, this man might not be sober. You know, it really starts and ends with getting rid of the glitter stormtrooper helmet, replacing it with a hockey mask, paint him up, get him all jazzed up, get him some cool boots, maybe like jumpsuit pants, like something an electrician would wear. Just make him go all out. Also, don't make him say anything at all. Don't let him talk. Let someone talk for him.
Okay, I'll go. My idea is when he falls through the wall, have him be RKO'd out of nowhere by Randy Orton. That's my idea. And that actually might be a good video idea. Just have the Shockmaster fall and then have Orton RKO him. But that's all I got. Dante, you got anything?
Well, Gabe.
I got a lot. I took this an entirely different direction, I think. So when I look at the Shockmaster and what went wrong, there are 2 big things. And one was already said. It was the helmet itself. It looks dreadful. It looks like a children's toy. And like Billy said, it doesn't look like a man who's going to hurt you. It looks like a man you need to wonder if he's sober. But so we need to get rid of that mask. What that mask should look like is something kind of like a hockey mask, but let's cut the face around it and let's make it a little open in the top so you can still see his hair, his long hair. And instead of being who the Shockmaster was, and this is the second problem, he was a bigger dude. He was a little burly. He wasn't in the best shape. Let's get a guy who's big but slender. Think Undertaker, but non-Undertaker. And then what we got to do is give this guy a great story. And let's see, he was with Sting and Flair at the time. Let's say Sting has a long-lost cousin. A long-lost cousin, but he hasn't seen him forever. And let's see here. Elements, so he's Shockmaster, electric. Let's call him Spark. And he has this mask, and he's tall, and his hair is blowing. And so it's the same scene. It's the interview. And then all of a sudden he breaks through. And it's him. He has this real mask. And then Bischoff yells from the commentary desk, "That's gotta be Spark! That's gotta be Spark!" And I think it'll get over.
That's great. That's solid. That is solid.
In essence, we're just gonna put Kane, except make him electric.
Spark is your WCW champion.
By the way,
that's gotta be Spark.
That's gotta be Spark. By God, Michael. But I think we need to get the Shockmaster on the show. I looked up who he is. His name is what is his name? Something Ottman.
Is he alive still?
Yeah, he's kicking. He's 64 years old. I think he's got a great smile. I think he'd be a great guest. I think he'd be great.
I would love to see it.
I'll be down.
Hold that thought, Gabe.
Yep. Will do. And so all we got left is the last shot. But what?
I'm going to put this one more thing. I mean, one thing we do remember is that, you know, he was a wrestler. Like, he was a good wrestler. I mean,
yeah, he was Tugboat.
Tugboat, Typhoon. I mean, you know, we really need to fix that because, you know, if you look on the Wikipedia page, it hurt his career in the short term, you know, and it would be a lot easier if he could, you know, see and not trip and fall. Be great.
I just found some shirts for the Shockmaster. You can buy Shockmaster shirts. I kind of want one.
I know what I'm getting you guys for Christmas.
Hell yes. Can
I get a Shockmaster mask?
Probably.
I'm going to be Shockmaster for Halloween.
I'll make you one. I'll make you one.
You know what I love about that, Neil, is like 5 people will get it, but those 5 people will think it's the funniest thing in the world.
Yep.
Big pop.
And if not, I'll just tell people that I just look like a guy who's not sober.
That's true. That's true. And we only have one last segment to tonight's show, and it is the last shot. This is where we go around. You get 30 seconds to basically riff on anything that you want to wrestling-wise. Basically, your hot takes. And who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All right, go ahead, Dante.
All right. What a difference a year makes. Do you know 1 year ago, almost 1 year ago today, WWE and Fox teamed up and Friday Night SmackDown was born again. And what was a really disappointing show at first. It felt like the writing was slow. It felt like the stars weren't there. But look, a year later. And you can't say that SmackDown isn't possibly the hottest show in all of wrestling. You have Roman Reigns, who's showing that he's possibly the biggest star in all of wrestling. You have Sasha and Bayley, who have an amazing feud set to finally culminate in a match on the main roster, one we've been waiting for since NXT. On top of that, you have a great mid-card run by Sami Zayn. The Great Liberator is back. I mean, you look at SmackDown, and you have a stacked show. And as long as they don't screw it up in the draft, Friday nights will be the place to be for wrestling.
That's awesome. That's a good point. Who wants to go next?
I got something really quick. I do not like the fact that WWE is taking away third-party applications for wrestlers or talent to do what they, whether it be like Twitch, Cameo, things like that. And here's the thing, right? They've established the reasoning is they want to protect their intellectual property. I get that. But the thing is everyone who does, Twitch and all that is using their real names. And as long as they use their real names, I don't see why they can't make money outside the company. I mean, they have to do something because, Roddy Piper said it, wrestling has a great entrance plan, but there's no exit plan. And if the WWE really cares about their talent, they need to give them that exit strategy and let them explore their options and make some money on the side. I mean, I really don't see an issue. I don't know why this has to be an issue now, especially when they're not employees.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Neil, you got one?
Was that your last take, Billy, or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know that was. I thought you were just talking about someone else. Okay, so I was gonna say this is my last take. Okay, you can edit that out because of whatever. My last take was I'm so glad that I have wrestling to watch when my alternatives are the Minnesota Twins and the Minnesota Vikings. Wrestling, no matter how hard it gets to watch, will still not let me down the way that the Twins and the Vikings let me down. And, the Twins got eliminated, but guess what? I had NXT and I had AEW to watch. That's 4 hours of programming, and it did not disappoint me. So I just want to say thank you to wrestling for always being there for me when my sports teams aren't.
Absolutely. 18 straight losses for the Twins.
2004, the last time we won a playoff game. And there's been lots of playoff games. There's been 18 playoff games since 2004.
A lot of brooms in the closet.
Let's see if you know this. Who the last playoff win for the Twins? Who was the starting pitcher?
Johan.
It was Johan. Yep.
That's so fucking long ago.
I know, and it was early Johan too.
Yeah, this is like pre-Cy Young Johan.
Yeah, it was. I saw it. They actually shut out the Yankees in that game somehow.
And then they lost that series.
Never going to see that again.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you don't even have the Yankees excuse this year.
It hurts worse because it's the team that literally stole a championship. I mean, their World Series win is illegitimate, and it should be stripped away. That's a fact.
No, and a legit one.
And no one can tell me otherwise. Look, if they earn it here, fine. But that dude, that's just like, oh, people hating us, but look at us win, man. fuck off. Like, fuck you. Miss me with that nonsense. This shit was a scam.
Yeah, I
Can
agree.
I just say though?
Yep.
There's nothing I want more in all sports, period, than to see an Astros Dodgers World Series.
Oh.
God, there is nothing.
Did you guys
more.
see? Did you guys see though that they're doing the World Series in Texas and they are gonna allow fans, limited fans, but there will be fans for the World Series.
Huh.
My God, the Astros are about
Like
to be the
12,000
greatest Eagles of all
fans.
time.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Must see TV.
All right, now it's time for my last shot, and I didn't have much for this, so it's kind of a Chris Jericho's song Judas when he comes to the ring with. I'm going to say this. I don't think that Judas is Fozzie's best song. No. I think that Painless is actually a better song than Judas, in my opinion. I just think
take.
What?
Cold take.
I'm more of a Drinking with Jesus fan.
Are you really?
I'm fucked up. I'm drinking with Jesus. That's a good song.
Oh man, I just remember his show. At First Ave. Everything was way too loud. In my opinion, I know I sound like an old man saying that, but they pumped it to like 15.
That's why.
Just a bad mix.
That's why you should wear earplugs.
No. That wouldn't have
the
helped. That wouldn't have helped. Like, you still couldn't understand what was going on.
Mixes sound better, and your ears thank you when you wear earplugs, bro. I'm telling you. I saw Slipknot at the Iowa State Fair. I had earplugs in. Changed my life.
Did you push
you gotta wear
fingers
earplugs.
into your eyes?
Yeah, dude, I did.
Sorry.
It was lit. It was a great show.
No,
Sorry,
I'm sure it was, particularly in Iowa. So
Yeah. What else is there to do, right?
So your last take was
I just think that Painless is better than Judas. I didn't have much for this week, so I kind of made one up on the spot. I should have thought about it more. That's on me.
It fits Jericho's character, though. I mean,
it does.
The whole bad guy, the whole backstabber thing.
No,
it fits him well.
I'm just saying that.
But it's not their best song. Obviously, it's Painless. Drinking with Jesus. What a banger. What?
Oh, Fozzie's got a lot of good songs.
That's on my. That's on
hidden bangers.
That's
seen them live. Can confirm. I drunk in the gift of Jericho.
Oh, you know what song is good? Their new one that I think it's called Nowhere to Run. That one is good. That one's really good.
I will go see them next time as long as I am assured I won't get COVID.
Just don't go to Sturgis and you'll be fine.
Jericho's not willing to promise you that, Billy.
Well, you might.
I'll do anything to see Chris Jericho.
Well, you might get COVID, but you know what? You'll also get the gift of Jericho. So
drink it in
and fucked up and drinking with Jesus.
It's the antidote. Drink it in.
That comes up on my Spotify playlist, and I just crack up every time. Also, if you watch Chris Jericho's like Painless and Judas, they're both him like on a point of view on a camera, like a close up on the camera, just doing like hand motions and stuff like that.
Yeah, he's like
not great music.
You make it.
You gotta get the
pay.
classic.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Well, any final thoughts for the week, or should we put a bow on this one?
One last thing.
Yep.
I preach a lot of patience when it comes to WWE storytelling. Please have Retribution do something important.
Oh,
fast.
they fucking suck.
So I can please care. Look, you have a lot of great talent on Retribution. Just throw them a bone, man. Do something. Literally anything important.
And if
something.
If this is their invading group, like invading WWE, why sign them? Like, we're employees now. Like, that makes zero.
And please
So
give me a
fucking
Yim.
stupid.
Please give me a Yim a better mask so she doesn't have to adjust it every 3 words. Please, she deserves better. Just something different, something that fits.
I agree. Well, that has been this episode of Wrestle Boys. Make sure to listen to us on Spotify, Anchor Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever you find podcasts. This has been Wrestle Boys. Have a great week.